I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to transmute and alchemize all that lack energy literally into abundance. Like, I'm talking literally. Like, I don't think people understand how literal it is when you can take something that you don't prefer and turn it into something that you actually want. I don't think people get it, because the truth is that people think like, oh, like you're running away from your emotions, or, you know, like I'm not facing something, or, you know, what if I'm running away from this thing that in my life. It's not true. It's just not true, because at some point, at some level of consciousness, when like, look, I'm not here to bash anybody. People can do whatever they want. But for me personally, when I'm telling myself all these stories, hello, of like the past, like some past pattern, something that I don't actually want to be. Okay, so look, either way, we're going to be writing a story. It doesn't matter what story. The story could be around spirituality. The story could be anything. But once you start to understand that no matter what, you're going to have to construct a story. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter, like, if you pretend that there's no story. That's a story too. It's just a different kind of story. And usually it doesn't feel so good. So what I really want to communicate in this video is for people to understand that, first of all, before I even go into how to transmute that lack into abundance. And it's like the thing is, like, I don't even want to be some authority figure or teacher. Like, we all know how to do this effortlessly. It's a completely effortless process. It's effortless. But people, what they do is they believe that it has to be hard and difficult. No, let me tell you something. I've said this so many times, and I'm going to say it again and again and again until people, it really hits their heart, until they really get it. Believing in the old story is the hard part. That's the hard part. The easy part is stepping into your heart's desire, into the now, right now, in this moment now. That's the easy part. That's the easy part. That's the effortless part. That's when you say to yourself, oh, okay, you know what? I've been in the pain. I've been in the trauma. I've been in the negativity. But you know what? That's not me anymore. That's not my, like, you declare 100% ownership over your reality. 100%. Because, like, how else are you going to live in your life? Look, let me ask you this. What's the alternative? What's the alternative? Is it just to be sloppy? Create the same experience in your life? Again and again and again? When is it going to get to the point where, like, we decide that we're done with the old reality? When does that happen? When do you decide that? When do you decide that, actually, you know what? I don't want to be that person anymore, because it's not me. It used to be me. Maybe at some point it resonated for me to be that, whatever that means to you. But eventually it becomes redundant. Like, you know that feeling where you're depressed, heavy, stagnated? That is negativity and lack. And then when I start telling people, like, you can affirm, you can become who you want to be, you can step into the reality you want. The biggest thing that people step into is like, oh, but, you know, maybe I need to, like, I'll be really honest with you. I think this might trigger a lot of people. Look, I'm not saying that, like, shadow work and healing and therapy are not all beautiful things that have to exist for certain people at certain levels of consciousness. But I know this is going to trigger a lot of people. And right now, what I'm sharing with you, keep in mind, this isn't information for everybody, because people are at different places. But one thing that I really, really want to express right now is that actually the real truth of the situation, in my personal opinion, look, do whatever works for you. But for me personally, again, you do you, but for me personally, I can't reiterate the old story again and again and again and again. It literally, I feel like I'm stabbing myself in the heart. So you could call me deluded, You could call me like running away from my problems. For me personally, the one thing that truly helped heal me and the problems that I used to have, that I used to have, was by deciding to move forward into an exciting and compelling vision that is greater than what I used to be. That's the only thing that ever worked for me, ever. Truly. I tried so many things, and I'm not even saying like, oh, I tried those things and I don't need them anymore because there's no anger or resentment. It's like, no, I see all these things that I've tried, like coaches, mentors, tools. I still use these things now, but except the difference is that now I see that, again, I'm using these tools. See, I'm in control of my desire. I'm in control of my attention. I'm in control of the reality that I create. So if I use any tool, like a psychedelic or whatever, that tool is completely used to be in alignment with what I want. Why? This is actually why many people can have completely different experiences with something, for example, like a plant medicine. See, one person can take a plant medicine and experience deep nausea, depression, negative energy. Another person can take that same tool, use it in a different way, use a different amount, different protocol, different time of day. Holistically, the situation is so different that person, they excel in whatever that they're doing. And this is not a coincidence, this is not an accident. The reason that this is happening is because most people actually genuinely believe that they have to believe in that old reality. Now, once you really start to understand how to be in control of your attention 100%, you actually now are using the tools versus the tools using you. It's gonna sound kind of crazy, but I'm just gonna say it up front. I'm just gonna say it. Are you using your food, or is your food is your food using you? And that's like, Francis, are you insane? No, because look, even something like food. What is food? Food, like, let's say you have a desire, you want food. You can transcend that like need for food. It's like, oh, I need this food right now. Like no, you can actually develop a beautiful relationship with food. And I guess it's like, Francis, come on, we're human, we need food. Yes, I get it. On some level of consciousness, we believe we need food. Look, maybe like at some point, like, I don't know, maybe at some point I'll get so conscious that like I'm not even gonna need food anymore. I don't know. Why not? Like right now, I like food. I believe that I need food. So I'm resonating with that frequency. Maybe one day I won't need that. Maybe, and I'm saying me because like when I used to say like, oh, maybe in a higher realm of consciousness, maybe I'm not gonna need it one day. No, I am consciousness. If there's ever a day where at a higher level of consciousness, somebody doesn't need food, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be doing that, but I'm not there yet. Personally, I don't want to be there. I like food. So, and I think that it's great to have food. So, why am I, Francis, like, are you insane? Like why are you talking? So it's like, the reason I'm sharing this is because the key, in my personal experience, to take negativity, to take lack and turn it into abundance, actual abundance, is to see that you got to start taking control of your desires. And here's the thing, if you don't transcend your desires, if you don't take control of your desires, if you don't consciously manifest your reality, if you don't do that, you know what the alternative is? Your desires will control you. That's what's going to happen. You're just going to be controlled by something that you think is outside of you, but it's actually you. I'll never forget when I was traveling and I went to go see my mentor. I lived with him for a week. Just being in his energy was very, very powerful. And this is like 2 years ago or something. And what happened was very powerful. He said those exact words to me. He said, if you don't own it, it will actually own you. If you don't own it, it will own you. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the comments. If you don't own it, it's gonna own you. What does that mean? That means that if you don't take control of that reactive pattern, whatever that means to you, it could be anything. It could be some old diet you're attached to. It could be some old friend. It could be anything. It could be something. And again, it's not about the thing. It's not about the thing. The reason why I hesitate to give examples specifically in my videos is because it's not about the thing. It's not about the thing. It's not about, are you on the carnivore diet? Are you on the vegan diet? Are you using this tool or that tool? What's the right tool? What's the wrong tool? It's not about what is right or wrong or what the thing is. It doesn't matter what the thing is. It's the general pattern. If you're in a reactive pattern, You want to look at that situation from an energetic point of view. Now, what does that mean to look at a situation from an energetic point of view? That actually means that now you are looking at that situation. You're looking at that energy and you're saying, you know what? I don't want to be controlled by this pattern anymore. I don't want to be controlled by this thing outside of me. Excuse me, outside of me. What? Because that's a delusion. It's not actually real. So what happens is that the more that you learn to own your reality, own the person that you really want to be, the moment that you do that, what starts to happen is something absolutely beautiful. You become conscious and you become aware. You really see it. Like when you see it, you can't unsee it. It is almost like the point of no return. But I'm sure that I've had these awakenings in the past, and then who knows? Like some reactive pattern might pull you in. I want to say that there comes a point where you realize that you can't live into a reactive pattern anymore. But again, what will be the contrast of that? So the key is to realize that in this moment now, right now, here you are, here's the pattern. Is it in alignment with your intention? That's it. That's all it is. It's not complicated. Don't make it complicated. It's complicated because there's so much momentum believing in reactivity. The reactivity has become who you actually are. Oh my, that's huge. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say that one more time. What happens is that most of society is living in a reactive pattern, and they actually believe that's who they are. There's no difference anymore between you and a pattern. That is absolutely ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So what's the solution? The solution is to actually realize 100% that pattern has nothing to do with who you are. Just a pattern. It's just an emotional, reactive pattern, and you want to separate yourself from that pattern. You want to separate yourself from that pattern and make it simple. Make it easy. Don't make it complicated. Don't make it difficult. Don't make it hard. It's not hard. Here's what you do. You want to know, the thing is, I'm sharing all these things with you, and it's like, Francis, just get straight to the point. Well, I can get straight to the point right now. Commit to an identity and become that 100% until the old reality, you just forgot about it. That's it. That's all you got to do. You want to turn lack into abundance? Decide who you want to be. Anything that contradicts that, don't even give it attention. Keep placing your attention on who you want to be until don't even stop. No matter what the past says, no matter what the limitation says, no matter what you used to be says, no matter what, it doesn't matter. None of it matters, because what really actually matters is who you are deciding to be right now. That's what actually matters. Actually, truly, for real. Not the past believing that's who you are. When, of course, it's not. It's not who you are. It's a pattern. It's a freaking pattern. To conclude this epic, insanely valuable video that has the potential to completely change your life 100%, 180 degrees to the reality that you actually want, what I want to conclude this video with is that actually you are the power. And I believe that you have been led to this video for an actual reason. Now, the thing is, no matter where you're at in your life, this video will be attracted to you for a reason. So ultimately, I could say that and it'll be true no matter what. But if you're on the journey of manifesting and you've been affirming to yourself what you want to be, I want you to understand that limitation, let's be really honest. Let's be really honest about that limitation. It is not actually real. It's not real. It's this feeling of heaviness, of resistance. But where is it? Is it happening now? No, it's just resistance happening now. But you're scared of something that is going to happen, yet it's not actually happening right now. So what do you want to do with this? What you want to do is realize that actually you can choose to be who you want to be. You can choose to step into the reality that you actually want to be right now. You can choose that 100% that's yours. 100%. I don't care. I don't care what people say. I don't care. I don't care. I do this. Just get. I don't want to see because it's not actually. I don't want to see it. It's not real. It's not real. I don't want to see it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to. Just to conclude this video, what I want you to understand is that the past does not define who you are. If you're in some position in your life where maybe you've tried spirituality, you've tried non-duality, you've tried therapy, you've tried, finding the right diet, you've tried this, you've tried that, you've tried left and right, you've tried there. If you're anything like what I used to be, anything what I used to be, then what I want you to understand is that actually, I want you to understand really from my heart that you're completely safe. Like, no matter what the pain is telling you, what I want you to understand is that you can actually just test this. If you tried all these things and none of them actually works for you, what I want you to test is simply to decide your identity, who you want to be. Try it. Try to drop every single concept that you have about spirituality, about what you've learned in your life, and just commit to an intention. Commit to who you actually want to be. Commit to it. And what's going to happen is that you're going to realize that everything you've ever been taught was a lie. It wasn't real, and that you are a divine creator of your reality. And with that, I conclude this video.